tous. Je vais commencer par parler en Frenglish. I love Frenglish. You just put English word and a French word with ish and it becomes Frenglish. And before starting sharing my story with regards to collaborative innovation and responsibility in health, I would like to share something maybe a little bit disruptive, but which was really a game changer for me, for my personal life and professional life. I call this one moment to connect. It's a simple thing where whenever you're starting an activity, whenever you're meeting some people, where you have your body here, your mind there, and your heart with someone else, how we can truly value time and fully focus on what we are supposed to do and truly bring the best innovation, whatever, of what we are going to do. So this one moment to connect can be 1 second, few seconds, could be minutes, could be half an hour, but just take it. You can do it seated, you can do it standing, you can do it eyes open, eyes closed, and you just do that. You bring your attention to your heart and connect with your heart. Connect with your center. Connect with your source. And you allow yourself to be in osmosis with your true being. Remembering yourself what is truly important for you and how I can value this time for myself and for the collective group. This simple moment was actually a game changer for me, because I realized by working at the crisis center that it was expected to me to be an athlete of modern life, where I had to be able to cope with a huge amount of stress, responsibilities, and pressures of any kind. And the support to handle that was actually totally absent. I had to find solutions by myself. This experience at the crisis center was the most interesting. We were handling crises of any kind: earthquakes, tsunamis, terrorist attacks, kidnapping, anything which were putting people's lives in danger all around the world, but could be political unrest, where people from one day to the other were left in the road without any roof. It was really meaningful to me. And I was working also with amazing people, so very smart, who were really able to try to make a difference. People who had a really good heart, who were trying to save others' lives. But my experience was that after 3 days of high-intensity crisis, people were actually breaking out. I would see my directors, not only my directors, my colleagues, shouting at each other. They were crying. They were broken by answering someone on the phone who was looking for information, care, and assistance. After that, I realized that it is not sufficient to be intelligent. We need to know how to master our mind engineering, our mind and heart engineering. One day I was the secretary of the crisis room, and my director came and says, "Stan, can you help me stop thinking?" There was a crisis in the crisis. And all what was required was to know how to regulate my thoughts and emotions. And as intelligent they were, it's not by reading books that you get that. It's by engineering your thoughts, your mind, training your mind and your heart so that you can master yourself. One part of my job was to survey around the world what were all the disasters happening. Could be political unrest in South America, epidemic in Africa, terrorist attacks in Europe, whatsoever. I thought it was huge, and I was feeling impacted until I come to realize that we are actually fighting an invisible war, which was actually the real threat. And this threat is stress, anxiety, depression, and mental disorders. According to the World Economic Forum, in its report 2019 for global risks, it is estimated that there are 700 million of people affected by mental disorders. 700 million of people with mental disorders. It's nearly 10% of the world population. According to the World Health Organization, there are 800,000 suicides a year. It is 4 suicides every 3 minutes. It is 1 suicide every 40 seconds. There are more suicides, there are more people being killed by suicide who are killing themselves than it is more than people who are killed by war, natural disasters, and murders together. These 3 together give more victims than suicide. There are more people who are killing themselves than people who are killed by others or by external circumstances. Suicide is the second leading cause of mortality for individuals between 15 and 29 years old. Our youth. 75% of this mental disorder starts before the age of 24, and 50% of them by the age of 15, 14. Our youth is at stake. Depression, anxiety, mental disorder cost a lot. $1 trillion a year. According to the European Agency for Health and Security at Work, it is estimated that 79% of the managers are concerned by the very high level of stress that their teams are facing, but only 30% of them declare having procedures and structures in place to support them. What does it mean? You handle yourself. So I thought that new technologies could help in addressing this situation. But somehow I came to realize that our system and society are not going into that direction. Actually, it is mostly based on mind hacking. The highest value now is not gold, it's not petrol, it's attention. With new technologies, there is an infinite amount of information, infinite access to information, and therefore there is a scarcity in attention. Time and attention are the greatest value now. Facebook's market capitalization is $555 billion. It is 4 times the market capitalization of Total. And the quality of information, what you're looking for, is even more pricey, more valuable. Google market capitalization is $888 billion a year, 7 times the world capitalization of Total. Our attention is our most precious asset. Again, according to the World Economic, there is a new danger, which is called emotional disruptions, where they say that forces would use algorithm, artificial intelligence, to create emotional unrest and influence regions in a way with agendas which are maybe not so positive. And in this time of connection where at any moment I can know when my friend is having dinner in Timbuktu or in New York, people have never felt so lonely. 2 out of 5 Americans declare feeling left over, having no friends to whom they could speak. In average, they have 2 friends with whom they feel confident to share and confide with. So, loneliness is all about being disconnected. It's not about isolation. I can be with a group of people, but I feel left over. I don't feel connected with them. I can be walking alone in the mountain, feeling connected. I am in tune with my environment. It's how to be connected. And when I am connected with myself, I can connect with the others. So, how can we use technologies to learn how to learn to connect, to learn this mind engineering? And fortunately, I think that new technologies actually can do good. Good in a sense that it was observed that meditation programs based online had great results in improving stress reduction, self-awareness, emotional regulation. And it's very heartening to see this increasing number of mobile applications to teach how people to take a break. You have some application which can give you some headspace, some inside time, some mindful moment, some calm. Some which will allow you to flourish like a little bamboo. And there is one application with whom I've been involved with, which is called HeartSap. And I think this application is helping us to move from artificial intelligence to artificial intelligence. It is allowing people to connect. Not only to connect with themselves, but with a real person, like Uber. Whenever I feel not well and I cannot sleep, I am traveling in a business trip and I feel so stressed, I can connect to my Uber app of meditation. And wherever you are, another person is awake in the world, in Japan and USA, and can conduct you and guide you through meditation. And not only you can do that for yourself, you are connecting for yourself, but you can connect also your friends. At this time, this person will come online, and you can bring your brothers, your parents, your family, your grandmother, your children, your colleagues, and they can guide the meditation for you. It is also an application which is absolutely based on generosity. It's not on the name of science or developing higher super performance capacities that we can charge something which has been available for centuries and which can be a great prevention to face mental disorders, mental health problems. When you connect to your app, so the trainer will be conducting to a meditation for someone whom he will never see, and this person will never see the other person. Actually, we are freeing the person from any moral obligation. It is just based on generosity, where you offer your time, your highest precious value, to help another person to connect and regain control of his attention, his highest value, and do what he truly aspires for his well-being. So this generosity, you can express it in the way you want. It could be financial, but it could be your time. It could be your network. It could be your know-how, your expertise. However you want to express your generosity and continue this chain of generosity, you just can do it. Connect to the app and bring your friends, share information. So, is this truly possible? Yes. In less than 1 year, this app was downloaded 100,000 times. And they were offered 32,000 meditation in a month. We may reach, by the end of the year, 400,000 gifted meditation for well-being. We are helping in depolluting the mental environment. According to the American Association of Pediatrics, with the exposure of multimedia, screens, and devices, a child is exposed to 100,000 acts of violence by the age of 12, and 200,000 acts of violence by the age of 18. With this kind of approach, we can depollute the mental environment by infusing all the values of the heart: love, compassion, generosity, kindness, tolerance, appreciation, courage, you name it. So my message is that whenever you are not so well, take a moment to connect. If it is too difficult, you can log into the Heart app, and someone will help you. And this chain of generosity is not limited. It can be infinite. It just depends on you, how you want to continue this chain of generosity by using your time and attention in the way that you want and that can be meaningful. Thank you for your time and attention.